Just when it seemed like all the major new releases would roll out in October, November arrives with even more sequels, blockbusters, and promising indie titles. Though it's not as jam-packed, there are still some noteworthy role-playing games, action titles, and even a potential Game of the Year contender to look forward to. Check out 13 of the biggest games out in November 2024. Planet Coaster 2. It's almost bizarre that it took this long for Frontier's Planet Coaster to receive a sequel, especially given its success and acclaim. Planet Coaster 2 launches on November 6th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, and once again has players building and managing a theme park. The twist is the addition of water attractions and rides, including water coasters, slides, and rivers. Everything is customizable, and your creations can be shared online with other players. You can also team up with others to create a park together, or explore in first person as a visitor. Empire of the Ants. Microids Empires of the Ants offers a real-time strategy experience at a decidedly smaller scale. Despite this, the overarching goal of your colony remains the same: survival and strategic domination. Throughout the 20-hour campaign, you'll opt for different unit types, including other species like snails and rhino beetles, unleash abilities, manage a war economy, and more. There's also multiplayer, 3-player free-for-all, and 1v1 ranked play. Mario and Luigi Brothership. The brothers find themselves exploring the world of Concordia, composed of multiple islands with different residents, climates, and challenges. Utilizing Ship-Shape Island, a ship-island hybrid to get around, Mario and Luigi also rely on different traversal techniques for platforming when they're not relying on timing-based bros attacks and battle plugs to conquer enemies. Launching on November 7th for Nintendo Switch, Brothership looks to be yet another incredible addition to the Switch's hallowed lineup. Slitter Head. From the mind of Silent Hill creator Keiichiro Toyama and Boca Game Studios comes an unorthodox action-adventure set in Kowloon. Players control Hioki, an amnesiac entirely committed to defeating the Slitter Heads, the monstrous beings who can mimic humans. Hioki's main means of fighting is possession, taking over other beings and using their blood to create weapons. It's also great for getting around and accessing different parts of the city, depending on the host's identity. Overall, it's a significant departure from Toyama's previous works, and we're keen to see more when it launches on November 8th for PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Farming Simulator 25. After last year's Farming Simulator 23 performed decently on phones, and horrendously on Nintendo Switch, Giant Software is finally releasing a full-fledged sequel for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC on November 12th. Farming Simulator 25 features over 20 new crops, more than 400 vehicles, tools from 150 plus brands, and a new East Asian environment. Even more notable are the visual improvements over previous titles, from terrain deformation and dynamic weather to improved shadows. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. The Legend of Erdic is finally coming to contemporary consoles when Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake launches on November 14th for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Featuring HD 2D visual style, the story sees the protagonist, the child of the Great Ortega, embarking on a journey to defeat Baramos, the Archfiend. Recruiting allies with customizable appearances and vocations, players can explore the world, engage in side quests, venture into dungeons, and even rescue monsters for battling in the new monster arena. There's also a new vocation, the Monster Wrangler, and quality of life features like combat orders, which make for a more approachable experience. LEGO Horizon Adventures. Have you ever wanted to re-experience Guerrilla Games' Horizon Zero Dawn in a new way? Yes, aside from the upcoming remaster. In that case, Studio Gobo's LEGO Horizon Adventures has you covered. It carries the charm and lighthearted atmosphere that the LEGO series is known for, downplaying some of Zero Dawn's darker elements in the process. You'll still play as Aloy in search of her mother, solo or teaming with other characters like Varl in an action-adventure, and not beat 'em up where you'll collect studs like other LEGO titles. It's an odd ask to be sure, but LEGO Horizon Adventures could surprise us when it launches on November 14th for PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Path of Exile 2 Early Access. Diablo 4 may not have seen its share of improvements and overhauls to make it a better action RPG looter, but for those who want a much deeper experience, Path of Exile 2 looks to be the ticket. Entering early access on November 15th for all platforms, the standalone sequel is set 20 years after the original, with players returning to Rayclass, with 12 classes, each possessing 3 incendiaries, 240 skill gems, 1500 passives, more than 100 bosses, and 100 maps in the endgame. The most impressive aspect is how much more approachable and gorgeous the game is while offering more strategic combat. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. With the breakout success of its 2020 flight sim, it was only a matter of time before Microsoft went back to the well with Flight Simulator. Developed again by Asobo Studios, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 launches on November 19th for Xbox Series X and S and PC. Thus far, it looks like a staggering effort that builds upon its predecessor while completely blowing it out of the water. A new career system where you take tests, learn everything there is to know, and then embark on different mission types, from commercial flights and rescue missions to escorting VIPs. There are new aircrafts and avionics systems to master, a new flight planner with IFR charts and route planning, over 150 handcrafted airports alongside 40,000 procedurally generated airports, and 27 biomes that you can explore on foot. The original is one of the biggest games in scale, but Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 could very well dethrone it. Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. If one big console exclusive wasn't enough for Microsoft, then perhaps Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl will seal the deal. After multiple years of delays, to say nothing of the real-world challenges that GSC Game World endured, it's finally launching on November 20th for Xbox Series X and S and PC. As Skiff, players enter the zone and pretty much have full reign if they can survive. They'll encounter other factions, both friendly and hostile, battle mutants, discover artifacts, and have one too many run-ins with environmental altering anomalies. The world is seamless, fully handcrafted, and teeming with secrets, with the developer saying that this will necessitate over 100 hours to discover. There's a lot of hype and expectations on Stalker 2, and in just a few weeks, we'll see if it finally delivers. Tetris Forever. Why explore one golden year of the Tetris franchise when you could experience them all? Digital Eclipse's Tetris Forever collects over 15 titles from the puzzle series into one collection. From recreating the very first Tetris released in 1984 to Japan-only games that are playable for the first time worldwide. It even includes Tetris Time Warp, a brand new title where players warp between different eras of Tetris in a singular game, playable solo and with 3 other people. If you're keen on history, there's a museum with the original ads and photos on top of a new documentary featurette detailing the original game's development. Tetris Forever launches on November 12th for Xbox One, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch. 9 Souls. If the wait for Hollow Knight's Silksong has gone from depression to acceptance, Red Candle Games' 9 Souls may provide a worthy diversion. Available earlier this year for PC, it's coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch on November 26th. Combining elements of platforming with hack-and-slash combat, including a robust parry system inspired by Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, 9 Souls focuses on Yi, who embarks on a quest to slay the titular 9 Souls. Presenting sleek animated visuals, players learn more about Yi, the nature of the Kunlun, and unlock abilities to access new areas. If you're a fan of challenging combat or action platforms in general, it's worth a look. Towers of Aghasba, Early Access. Fantasy building with a mix of open-world exploration and restoration. Describes Towers of Aghasba, which enters early access on November 19th for PS5 and PC. Inspired by films like Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind and Princess Mononoke, it sees players building a new city for the people while venturing into the world to cleanse a mysterious corruption. Early access features 3 ecosystems and town types, more than 40 creatures, over 120 plants, and 150 recipes for decorations. You can go it alone or play with up to 3 other players engaging in combat, farming, fishing, or discovering ancient ruins. If its gameplay can live up to the gorgeous aesthetics, then Tower of Aghasba could end up as yet another hallmark open-world sandbox crafting title. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.